new book giving an insight into the impact of family separation from a child's perspective is being released today. Splitting Up, A Child's Guide to a Grown-Up Problem is a joint project by London-based law firm Mishcon de Reya and children's mental health charity Place to Be. The charity's president, Dame Benita Refson, joins me along with family law expert Sandra Davis this lunchtime. Lovely to have you both with us. Benita, tell us why a book like this is needed.
So often when families are caught up in conflict, they're so embroiled with their own feelings that they're unable to necessarily consider the voices of children. So we work in over 280 schools, and over 116,000 children have access to our services, many of whom can self-refer. And we know over the 22 years that we've been working in schools that children need someone to listen to them, particularly when they're feeling sad, overwhelmed, uncertain, and when they don't really know what goes on. So we knew that children who experience splitting families are very worried about what's going to happen next. So we were very excited by the opportunity to offer children their own voices by collaborating with Mishcon.
And Sandra, tell us a bit about the topics covered in this book.
The topics that are covered are all the kind of problem areas that you see associated with separation and marital breakdown, like contact arrangements, whether little Johnny should be dropped off at the gate, whether mum should open the door, whether some parents would go as far as wanting to drop them off at a service station and get somebody else to collect them from there. Problems with homework, introducing new partners, actually telling the children what's going to be happening, and all the different boundaries that people actually don't talk about when they've got two separate households that create confusion for the children.
Some people listening to this might say, is a law firm best placed to be a part of this? Why was this a project that you wanted to join forces to do?
I had seen from 30 years worth in practice how difficult it was for children whose views are often polarised by parents who don't speak to each other enough at the outset of proceedings. They get caught up in their emotions, and children actually don't get heard. And it seemed to us a fantastic opportunity for us to write this book from the eyes of the child for adults, and the Place to Be was the obvious first step, because they listen to the voices of the children, and the court process really doesn't hear them well enough, and parents need to actually forcefully hear what their children are saying about practicalities.
Talking of which, Benita, what sort of stories did the young people involved tell?
Adults sometimes think that children don't pick up on body language, don't pick up on the adults' conflict and sadness. So the children tell us that actually they knew something was going on, but they didn't know what. Where were they going to live? All the uncertainties that come along with that splitting up. And so the children were telling us, children of different ages, were telling us about their different concerns and their different fears. And also the 16-year-olds were telling us what could have happened when they were younger, so that they didn't grow up having those uncertain feelings and those worries that had actually affected the way they engage and develop relationships on their own.
And what do you hope that families, parents going through this at the moment, reading this book, hearing about this book, will take from it?
That they themselves will also recognise how difficult it is for them, and they will seek support as well. And then take time out to listen to the children and listen to their voices, so that they feel that they are seen, that they are not invisible, and that they can have some role in designing their future.
I think I'm right in saying the book is available on both of your websites as of today.
Correct.
That's correct.